business, but people in the Republican Party are thinking about letting him run the country. It just seems like we have got to grab a hold of this. He's not a serious person. It's a really serious time, and we need a serious president.
With serious sneakers.
We want to challenge you on that because at SneakerCon in Philly, shout out to Philly, Trump actually launched a high top. Was it over the weekend?
Yes.
Last couple of days. And
I mean, it seems like they've been around forever because they're so classic. But
it's because people have been talking about them so much. $399 a pop. My thesis on this, hear me out, is that this is the kind of place where you go to maybe a nod to the Trump-curious young male voter, which may be a problem for Biden.
It could be a problem for Biden in the broader sense of him going
Black
after
and brown,
these voters.
specifically. I mean,
sure.
like this, it was crazy for him to be there, but also I was like, well, maybe not so crazy.
Yeah, you gotta. So there's a guy on Instagram named Plies, who's a rapper who like goes after these sneakers pretty hard over the weekend. I don't think anybody's
Just
fooled
for
by
looks.
it.
Yeah.
But also, I remember I interviewed Wale, the artist, a few years ago for a digital show that I did, and he just summed it up perfectly. He's like, it's a finesse. The whole Trump thing, it's a con. Right? And so the people who are actually familiar with the world know that the entire Trump enterprise is a con. And now we're seeing it on stage where he's trying to hawk sneakers. Right? He's supposed to be trying to figure out how do we solve the war in Ukraine and what do we do about homelessness and even the border, which is on his politics, right? Instead, he's hawking sneakers.
But not everybody there thought that. I think we heard from one supporter who appreciated him being there.
We need him. He's a Christian. He's a good, honest man. They're after him for no reason. Go out and vote for Trump. Vote Trump.
There were very strange clips that came out of this. No shade to her, but like there was booing at one point, there was cheering at one point. Scott, what do you make of this way to spend time for the Trump campaign?
Yeah, listening to Jamal talk about what Donald Trump should be worried about, I'm reminded of Joe Biden's video that he put out on the Super Bowl complaining about the number of snack chips in a bag. I mean, you want to talk about small balling the presidency? Ask the guy who's currently in office right now, who is spending time on crazy things, in my opinion. Look, people get upset when Trump tries to break into these pop culture issues. I don't know why. I mean, if you're running for president and you're trying to get a few votes here and a few votes there, and you're trying to break into non-traditional constituencies, I guess that's what offends people about it. I'm not buying any shoes. The only shoes I'm buying around here are for the 4 kids that I got to put shoes on every morning before we go to school. But there's people who love this stuff. They obviously identified a marketplace that might be receptive to it. And according to what I read this morning, he sold them all. So, you know what? This doesn't bother me, but obviously it bothers some.
Next step is Trump hush puppies, for the kids, for Scott.
That's so specific.
For the kids. And I will say, it will not be long. Josh Hawley and J.D. Vance are going to be wearing these Trump
Definitely
sneakers
runners.
in the Senate well.
I can picture Josh Hawley and runners.
Is Kanye behind this? Is this like the post-Yeezy Adidas?
I
think they're called the January 6th.
He does know at least